Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Wednesday, the 19th of April 2017. So we all know the news. It's no longer news, but it was yesterday. It was a surprise to most that Theresa May has called a snap election for the 8th of June. As you know, this is not a political broadcast, and therefore we're not going to go into the ins and outs of why it's being called and what benefits, etc., etc. Anything we're interested in is the economic and financial implications of such an event. Well, the good news is, and I'm just going to fast forward through this, so you can see there pound recovers on news of early election bid. Well, that was the first thing I did when I heard, is straight to the pound, and managed to get long. The market moved to higher, drove through the scalp, and I'm starting to trail the stop here. So you can see how things are moving. The red news line there is the building permits, and I'm having to fast forward through this, otherwise we'll be here for hours and hours. On such days as yesterday, you know what the reaction is going to be. First off, we get the shakeout, we then get the buyback, and then we see the market moving higher, and you know it's going to be one direction once you've had the shakeout and got this out of the way here. It's always the case. I'm going to record a video on the pound and where it's heading long term as of yesterday's announcement, so more on that later. But at last we have the volatility we've been looking for in the pound for those days when they come out of the blue. And I'm just going to say I'm going to fast forward, and then I switch to the Dow. I'm still in the pound, and then 230. Normally I wouldn't be, but we've got a situation where the trade's going in the right direction, still trailing the stop. The Dow opens, so have a look at the Dow, then I'm back to the pound, still trailing the stop there, and still trailing the stop, and then you'll see I'm back at the Dow, because we've got a sell signal in the Dow. It's 20 points. We didn't actually drive through the scalp there. You can see the buying increase in there as well. Didn't do particularly well on this because obviously I was watching the pound as well. I was hoping it was going to break through here, but it didn't, and then price is coming back and finding support, which you can see there. Then we had the buy signal which failed. We had another sell signal that went down to the scalp there as well. Then we had a buy signal. Now this is interesting. I'm going to slow up a bit here because I just want to bring this to your attention. I'm just going to wind through this slowly. Watch the volume window there and watch how the market comes off the highs. So again, you can see we're off the highs and the volume has increased significantly. We've also got this resistance area here as well. So it's inevitable. Well, I wouldn't say it's inevitable, but there's a high chance that the market is going to head back down. And again, because of what's in the daily chart, which we'll come to in just a moment. So we see the Dow move lower, and any profits gained were taken back there as the market traded lower. And then you've got the opposite. We just had the market coming off the high at the resistance level, high volume. Now we've got the market coming off the low with high volume, and these are very interesting price bars. These are something I noticed in the last year, and something I'm trying to work out an algorithm to actually program in, because they're really good points of reference of where there are potential turning points. And also, of course, you could reduce the loss on this instead of being exposed to the 42 points there. You can alter it manually as well, but it would be handy if we had a circle there to say, look, because of this price activity, then prices are likely to reverse. And that's what we see down the bottom here as well, because the market trades sideways, has another shakeout. Here's a classic. You've got a situation here where the market's thrust down and then comes back up, and then the volume is increased. This is the low of yesterday's session. The market trades sideways. We then get a buy signal. This is filled, and then we see the market trade up to the scalp, recovering some of the earlier losses, and then the market trading sideways. And then we go into the late part of the session, as you see there. So that was the pound and the Dow for yesterday. 178 points on the pound, and a bit of a mixed session there with the Dow. Now in the daily Dow, let's have a look. I've got a situation where we are really sideways at the moment. We've spoken about this most mornings, as we normally do when we look at the Dow. We're still stuck in this trading range, you can see here, but we have got lower highs, and you'll also see, and I'll point this out and keep pointing this out as necessary to reinforce it, that every time the market's come back to the 20 bar average, it has failed to close through it, including this bar here. So we've got weakness, but we are finding support here. We had the market run up on Monday. I wasn't at the desk on Monday, and you can see it was a low volume day, so they ran the market up, and then yesterday we've got selling, which you can see there, moving the volume higher as well. So it's still weakish as far as the Dow is concerned. News wise, it's just sort of falling down slowly. News wise today, we've got final CPI for the Eurozone, which is out at 10 AM, and then 3:30 we've got the weekly crude oil inventories coming out at the usual time of 3:30. On the implied volatility front, we can see that we have the implied volatility moving up slightly off Monday, but certainly down from Friday, from the 1191, as the market's getting into a bit of a sideways range. You can see that there, first 2 days of the week sideways. Right, that's it. I wanted to keep it fairly brief and not bore you, but yeah, an interesting day yesterday. Let's see how things start to pan out with regards the run up to the election. We should have a lot more volatility in the pound, which will be very useful as well. Right, that's it from me. I'll report in later today if there's anything to report about. Other than that, as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.